Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this video, I'll be discussing my thoughts on episode 11 of the anime series Log Horizon 2. And this was a pretty badass episode once again. I love how when we begin this episode, kind of trailing off what we had in the previous episode with a real sort of introspective look in the just the impetus behind why William Massachusetts was joining this raid and his sort of honoring Shiro as someone, he was really sad that he had turned away from very early on in the series, the first season of the series. We have sort of these little brief glimpses in the start of this episode within the minds of all the other people, basically amidst this ongoing raid. They've all been defeated, and out of that defeat, they have become stronger and more unified, comrades in arms and friends, dare they say it, that kind of thing. And it's very interesting going into this that, they're taking on this whole scenario once again, knowing full well that if they get to the point where they are, slowly beating that first raid boss, well, there are two more that are going to come out of the woodwork, and all hell's going to break loose again. So Shiro, master manipulator and master sort of strategist that he is, he comes up with this idea as to attack the first guy, and then when you get to a certain point in that battle, get ahead of the next oncoming wave, of attacks of these raid bosses. Basically, he has some people break off and go after that second raid boss before it has a chance to come and intervene and interpose itself on this ongoing battle with the first one. And they also do this, they have this planned, I guess, to do with the third raid boss, who ends up showing himself at this point in the game. They didn't actually expect this third raid boss to show up when he did, but it was very interesting just seeing all the positioning and all the different buffs and powers they were utilizing against this. Now, Sugu using his, stone statue, whatever it's called. I don't have a good memory for the names of all these different moves that they use, but it's absolutely fascinating. Tetra, of course, being the little idol wannabe that she wants to be, essentially, talking about almost threatening that she's going to be joining Log Horizon, to now Sugu's dismay. And, of course, Shiro has signed off on that, so he's not too happy. He's like, thanks, Shiro. Great. And but then, of course, we have this moment where Demikase, who has been a thorn in Shiro's side, and really in the side of anyone who has just, good things in mind to do in this realm, in this world they find themselves in, Demikase ends up utilizing this power that helps amidst, sort of the third leg, if you will, of this battle with these raid bosses. But then he kind of harkens back to the dark side of his nature. There's a point where all of the, Shadow Vanguard coming from the first raid boss, once again, have found themselves down into this deeper dungeon in the Abyssal Shaft, where they're having these ongoing raid battles. And this was somewhat unexpected, or at least Shiro didn't expect as many as would show up, and he, formulating in his mind, realized that this first raid boss was actually attacking itself, thus to create more, and they were really up against it. And Demikase jumps into the thick of it, and it's like he's trying to lure them away, but he grabs Shiro amidst this, which was absolutely shocking, because is he trying to help? Is he trying to, take Shiro down? Shiro, in real time, is thinking, is he trying to get revenge for all the way back calling toward the end of, season 1, where they bested him trying to pirate a town and everything like that? And it's just very interesting, because at some point, they've gotten that much further ahead of the Shadow Vanguard that are following them. Shiro, sort of on, Demikase's back, has been firing all these different spells and freezing things at them and what have you. People cheering them on, Tetra included. And finally, once they're so far ahead, Demikase throws Shiro to the ground. And they kind of have a, man-to-man, mano-a-mano, I don't like you. Yeah, well, I don't like you either. I'm not going to die here today. You can die down there if you want, Demikase says, before departing and having the rest of those Shadow Vanguard monsters chasing after him. And Shiro realizes Demikase has brought him to the bottommost part of the Abyssal Shaft, where essentially this was the goal. This is where Shiro had meant to go, and, this is supposed to be the riches and wealth that Shiro is after. I basically have been speculating that there's got to be something more to it. And maybe Shiro believes he is going to finally encounter the person who sucked all of these people, all these different souls all around, that have been playing this game, and woken up one day when, that whatever they called it, I forget off the top of my head, where essentially that apocalyptic happening where they were suddenly living in this MMORPG that they used to play, Elder Tale. It's become a real-world environment to them. And I have to wonder, does Shiro really want riches and wealth to be able to maintain the balance of power or of peace of all of these guilds, Log Horizon included? Or could it be that he thinks he's going to finally step toe-to-toe and face-to-face with the person behind bringing all these people into this environment? I don't know, but that is my suspicion, because it looks like once, you know, he's gone into that last chamber, yes, there is the sound of money. There are, you know, gold pieces floating all over the place. The whole place is decked out in a gold color. And here he runs into not only what is promised to be the final boss of this raid, but that cat from the Kuni clan who was, you know, he's basically the guy that Lanessia had to go to say we got to turn off the power grid when they were fighting that, you know, killer Nelreth, essentially, all through Akibahara and everything. And he's been really seemingly testing the limits of Shiro's abilities or what he's planning, whatever like that. And he had some words for Shiro to basically say, don't pursue this in, you know, a previous episode. If you do, you may regret it, that kind of thing. And so now we have them facing off at the end of this episode, and I cannot wait to see what happens next. I can't wait. You know, basically in the preview for the next episode, we have Akatsuki promising us that finally Shiro's plans, his goals, what his motivations were all along, will be revealed next episode, and I got my fingers crossed that that's the case, because I'm dying to find out. And so yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below. If you've seen episode 11 of Log Horizon 2, what you thought of it, where you think the story's going from here. Do you, much as I suspect, you know, think Shiro is actually looking for a way out of this whole environment, finally? Or is he really, truly just trying to find a way to balance the power and balance the peace and bring prosperity to everyone involved in Akibahara, as well as this Elder Tale realm come to life? And otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video and that it finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.